So I love the futuristic city. I love it when people are building something that is, concrete and solid and based on good technology. The vibe seems very positive. There's a lot of people going, "Is it alt season? When is our turn?" So everybody seems pretty enthusiastic. So I stand on the side of science, and I think that the quantum computers will be able to take and solve using physics the public key into the private key. And when the quantum computers are ready, then Bitcoin's going to go down to between $20 to $50. And the big question is, will there be another bull run before the quantum computers are ready? And also the narrative of, well, if the quantum computers are 2 years away, then we've got time to build, or if they're 5 years away, we've got plenty of time to build. There'll be another bull run. It's fine. My concern is that when the average investor realizes the giant honeypot that Bitcoin developers are leaving for the quantum attacker, that they're going to price that into the value of Bitcoin. And that honeypot is 1 million to 5 million Bitcoins. That the people who are developers are saying, well, it's whoever makes that machine first, it's theirs. It's fine. If anybody is using Bitcoin now and they want to be safe, well, don't use Lightning, don't use Taproot, don't use Bitcoin scripts. Only use, and don't use P2PK. Only have a new unspent transaction go to a new address, and everybody else, it's up to you. You just might get attacked, and that's your fault. And I want Bitcoin to be quantum safe now. And they did not like my suggestions on the Bitcoin Core developers mailing group. So, but since Bitcoin is not doing the necessary upgrades, I think they're going to go towards $20 or $100 before they're going to, have another bull run. I'm not sure that they will have another bull run. So, I'm on the side of assessing the risk. I think that the main price movement is going to be based off of a risk assessment. And the risk is a 1 million Bitcoin sale. And at current prices, that would be $100 billion sell order. And if the risk is significant, then, and the market knows this, the market will price that in. And the risk begins in 2026, and it gets significant in 2027, and then it's highly likely, but that by 2028, the risk going up each year. By 2028, I think there's over a 90% chance that Bitcoin will have the old addresses cleaned out, and that's everybody who's got an exposed public key. At the same time, all of Web3 is wiped away. So layer 2 technology is based off of cryptography that does not function in a post-quantum world. So there won't be any layer 2s. And it's just going to be layer 0s and layer 1s. And layer 0s are the way to connect multiple chains and multiple virtual machines in order to solve the connectivity problem. So there'll be a bunch of layer 1s and maybe only a few. And there'll be layer 0s to communicate between those networks. Layer 2s don't have any cryptographic routines that work aside from hashes. And the hashes are a very poor form of anchoring. They don't inherit the security of the underlying chain. Most layer 2s start off as a database with a wallet. And you're just trusting that that wallet and that database has your best interest in mind. So either A, they're using cryptography that doesn't work, or B, you're trusting some guy with a database and a wallet. I would agree if they did the upgrade. Since they haven't done the upgrade, they're not complying with the law and the regulations of multiple countries. They're required to upgrade, and they just pretend that it doesn't affect them. Since they're breaking the law and breaking the executive orders and breaking the regulations, I don't think that governments will be able to adopt Bitcoin. Now, there'll be some that buy, there'll be some that just hold it as a digital asset, but I think that's temporary, and when they find out that they're breaking the law or breaking the regulations by not upgrading, or breaking executive orders by not even making a plan to upgrade, then I think that they're no longer going to be suitable. The the recommendations to upgrade to post-quantum cryptography have been embraced by everybody else. The banks have upgraded, the messengers have upgraded. I mean, Signal's using post-quantum cryptography, WhatsApp is using post-quantum cryptography. This is being taken seriously by pretty much everybody except blockchain. And I think that if you're not upgrading your blockchain and you don't have a migration path, that you probably won't be in part of the basket of cryptocurrencies in a year or two. So even if there is some adoption now, it's just going to be temporary, unfortunately. So I was talking earlier about having the quantum computing risk factored into the price, and that's primarily a function of education. If people don't understand how quickly the systems are changing, and there's quantum physicists who don't, then it's really a problem of prevailing narrative. Without education, it's just whoever has a louder voice. When there's education, people can actually discern the truth for themselves. And education is the biggest thing that we're lacking in society. Most people are just accepting the answers that are provided to them. And we need critical thinking more than we have. And we also need to plan ahead and assess risk. And those are also functions of education. So I think that education is the predominant characteristic that will determine the society that is on top. And without that education, they're simply easily tricked. And I think that, you invoked Trump, I'll also invoke Trump. In 2015, Trump believed CNN. He was lied about so often that he didn't believe CNN anymore. He called it fake news. And that was actually a form of education to tell people what you've been told is a lie. And I think that same thing is happening today in many, many ways. And we now have people who are willing to tell the truth, and they're being demonized in the media. I don't necessarily agree with everybody's perspective, but we have to consider facts. And if you can't consider facts, then you're just part of somebody's, scam or narrative, and you're not really making decisions. You're just following a decision that someone else has made.